So if we're good to get going, we've opened it up. We're after 5 o'clock, so people have had time to get in. If they keep coming in, we'll allow them to keep coming in because I know this is travel time for many to get home. So I want to welcome LeDrew to our Indigenous Peoples Day virtual celebration, and she's going to share Inuit culture with us, and I'm excited to hear what you have to share. So thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. It's awesome to be with you. Right now, what I'm doing is lighting up sage, smudging myself. Firstly, I would like to acknowledge the land I am on. Land acknowledgement. The City of Toronto acknowledges that we are on traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, and the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis peoples. The city also acknowledges that Toronto is covered by the Treaty 13, signed with the Mississaugas of the Credit, and the Williams Treaties, signed with the multiple Mississauga and Chippewa bands. Inuit. I am doing a short version of Inuit Lord's Prayer. Atanita, Jesusu, Kwertusu, Simoningata, Gotelu, Naliningata, and Tuaklu, Ayu, Junaitu, Ilaginingata, Ilagitse Naktigut, Sugairani, Amen. I like opening with my land acknowledgements and my Lord's Prayer. Thank you for being here. I am very honored to be with you on this wonderful day of Indigenous Peoples Day. I hope you are having a very wonderful time. We celebrate this day to remember our ancestors and to remember our loved ones and to celebrate with them. This important day for us. How Inuit celebrated was feast gathering. Food is one of our very important things in life. It gives us strength, it gives us energy, it gives us full belly, of course. There, in Inuit culture, there's no such thing as vegetables, no such thing as sweets. The only sweets that we had was from our plants, our berries, and Kongolit. I forget the name of it in English. And those were my favorite times to pick during summertime. Inuit gathered in a huge tent or a huge igloo. We call it igloo. It's a huge dome igloo, where you can see everybody who is in there. There's spaces for dancing, playing games, singing, telling stories of Inuit happiness and sometimes hardships. The stories that they tell is for us to learn from it, so we don't go through that hardship as they did. There are a lot of signs in the north of kind of like, for instance, the change of the weather. How we notice the change of the weather is the clouds. We know if it's very cloudy, we know it's going to start. The wind, it'll become very windy. We also the shapes of the ice. There, you may have heard different types of snow. There's a lot of different names for snow in Inuktitut. We teach one generation to another to recognize the type of snows. To for instance, building an igloo, you have to have certain type of snow to build one. And by walking on the snow, you can hear your footsteps, and you can hear the depths of the snow. And we also use a spear to make sure the ice, the snow is workable. Like, for instance, if I come across a crystallized snow below, I would go ahead and move to a different area, because that crystallized snow can slip off from the igloo. And the blocks of the igloo are heavy. It can pin you down. You can kind of you can stop breathing if you are covered heavily on the snow. So we have to make sure there's no crystallized snow below what we are looking for. What we look for is more or less a packing snow, like enough to kind of sticky, more or less packed. That is what we use to build the igloo. Once we have our igloo up, we got to make sure that we have enough food for the whole camp. Let's say 30 families in one camp. We have to make sure we do have enough food like caribou, seal, Arctic char, beluga, walrus. And our animals are seasonal, so we have to preserve what we would like to present for a feast. We have to bury our food underground where it's nice and cold, permafrost below, and we bury it. We dig deep so that the animals doesn't smell it or doesn't dig it up. And we we put a landmark beside that, such as Inuit. There are different types of Inuit, like behind me here. This one here, we would use that one to let other people know that there's food there. This one here is also our landmark to tell people that there was murder around there or a suicide, because it has legs and arms there. This one here would tell you kind of like the direction of a camp. If you just want to sit down, make a small Nauluq like that, rest yourself. Yes, we do have all different kinds of landmarks in Nunavut, and we I don't really know today if they are still being in use. I have been living in Ontario for past 30 years, so I can't tell you if they are still in use. Our transportations back then were dog teams and our legs. We had no vehicles such as skidoos, ATVs, cars, trucks. We had none of that. So it was, Inuit used to walk miles and miles and miles to get one place to another. You have to be very careful when you are out on the land, because we do have predators such as polar bear and wolves are the ones who usually attack human beings. So that's why we have dogs. Dogs have powerful hearing, very good eyesight, keen sense of smell, and they alert us if there is any predators close by. They can see things that we can't see. So we have to listen to our dogs. Also, right now, dog teams are coming back. They were slaughtered back in late 1960s. Now they are coming back as they're kind of for hunting. I'm very happy for that. Dogs played a huge role in our lives. If I suddenly fell asleep on my sled, on my kamutik, my lead dog, he or she would know that I'm not giving out any more orders. So it's his responsibility to bring me back to my camp. At first the dog would try and wake me up to make sure I'm just sleeping. If I'm not just sleeping, he would lead his team back to the camp and alert somebody in the camp that they are there now. Celebration was the most happiest times for us. It was to get together with people that we haven't seen in weeks or months or years. And there'd be throat singing going on and drum dancing. Throat singing was also banned from Inuit culture. Now it has come back it has come back fully. Now our young children, young as 4 or 5 years old, they are being taught how to throat sing now. And it originated from northern Quebec, I hear. And our drums originated from Alaska area. We had adopted both. Inuit are very resilient people. there are times that we are here to help one another. If we see somebody struggling, we help them out. If a man of the house, man of igloo, suddenly passes away, and it's the whole camp's responsibility to provide for the people who just lost their loved one. Us women, we tend to do what men also do, but more. For instance, we hunt. Us women hunt also. We hunt for small games because we have to be close to our camp, because we have responsibilities of our young ones in the camp. So we would hunt for rabbits, ptarmigans, fox, small games. The larger games are the man's responsibility. They have more strength than women do. So a walrus weighs over 400 to 500 pounds. So a single man cannot go hunting for a walrus. Walrus is considered the most dangerous animal up north. You would think polar bear is, but no, walrus are. Walrus, they we hunt them from spring to, they're seasonal animals, so it's from spring to September. And we hunt them from our canoes or boats or kayaks. And when they are threatened, they can come after you. They can tip your boat over. And once they tip the boat over, and you are in the water now, he uses his mouth to drag you more down to drown you. So walrus are the most dangerous predator, dangerous animal in the north. But they are so delicious. They have what you would call they have food like a delicacy in their stomach. That kind of, you would not think that a person would eat from a stomach of an animal. when I first learned about this, I found it gross. Just thinking about it. Oh, but once I tried that delicacy, I did not want to stop eating it. It has a flavor. The contents inside would be clams, shrimps, seaweed, whatever they eat on the ground of the seabed. That would be the contents in the walrus stomach. And when it has been in the stomach, like your stomach is like an oven. It boils your contents up. And that's what makes the food so delicious. It tastes it's sweet. You would not think it would be sweet because it's in the stomach, but it is very sweet. Not very sweet, but sweetness to it. Maybe that's why I didn't want to stop eating any. and the walrus has tusks, and those tusks we make jewelries out of them, like pendants and earrings. And right now I'm using sealskin earrings. These are dyed. No such thing as red sealskin. Red seals up there. So another thing that I really like to eat is liver. The most delicious one that I like would be from a seal, especially right after it has been butchered. And in the wintertime, when it had recently been frozen, I love that. Liver, I don't know why people don't like liver. My family don't like liver. Well, my husband and I do, but my boys don't want to touch that. But I it's very it has it cleans your blood. The liver does. So I am getting very hungry right now. Talking about food. Well, celebration, back to celebration. The joy of listening to young kids, young as 3 up to maybe 6 years old, their laughter really catches you. Their laughter, you know that they don't have care in the world. they the young kids reminds us of what we have forgotten. So I am very grateful that we also have grandchildren. Oh, my grandchildren, the gem of our lives. I have several of them, so I love grandchildren. If you Does anybody have questions that they would like to ask? I can take questions. No?
I've set the chat so if people can unmute themselves if they would like to.
Pardon?
It looks like Carrie Ann has a question saying, can you access your traditional foods in the city?
Only when it is sent out to me. Well, I'm very lucky right now. I can access Arctic char down here. There's a store downtown that who orders Arctic char from Pangertung, Nunavut. So I'm very lucky to have that. And mussels, I can access those from any stores. But the rest of the food would actually have to be shipped to me. It's kind of, I have to order enough for me to last maybe 3 months at a time. So I have to preserve what I order. Seal's the most thing that is most rare to get right now. And caribou. Actually, I'm from Baffin Island, and caribou has been banned to hunt for a few years now because the number was declining. But in the Kivalliq region, in the central region, they still go hunting for caribou. So Baffin region people are ordering from the central part. So it is very costly because machines break down and they need to be repaired. And the cost of gasoline is tremendously high in oil. So one whole caribou for me to access from down here, from Toronto, would cost me a good $500 to $600. That's one caribou. But I would not get the whole caribou. They would leave out the head, the hoofs, and the pelt. Because I have no need for pelt down here in Toronto. I can eat caribou head, but nobody else in this house would want that either. So I would leave that out also. I can wait until I go up north if I ever go back. Well, hopefully, end of this pandemic, I will be able to. Hoofs, the leg and the hoofs are usually kept. The pelt for the woman to use to sew comics boots, caribou boots. Those are usually kept. With the pelt, you can make traditional things like your parka, your boots, your mittens, your pants, your hat. You can use it as your bedding. You can use it to make ropes, to make a handle of a ulu. Well, the handle of the ulu would be actually the antlers. Like this one here. This is made out of caribou antler. This is my seamer. My seamer and my ulu, two different things. This one I would use to cut fat off, scrape the fat off my sealskin. And this one I would use to cut out a pattern. Those are kind of one of the most important things for Inuit women, including hudlik oil lamp. I lit that this morning for our opening of our people's Indigenous Peoples Day. Thank you. It is a beautiful ulu. Some women still don't know how to maintain a khulak. I have so here it is. This is somewhat like a wick that I put into my oil. This is from the land, more or less a nest from a nest of geese, seagulls, any wild bird up there. You can pick those up from their nests during egg picking time. We don't, when we go egg picking, we don't take all the eggs. We have to leave one or two behind. So there'll be another nest for next year. So we leave some eggs behind. We're not greedy. We are never greedy. We only use what we need. And we're not wasteful either. What we don't need, we give it to our dogs. Like we did not have garbage on the land. We maintained the land where we resided for a while. And we make sure we leave it clean when we leave. Like garbage back home is tremendous now. You can see Tim Hortons coffee cup, candy wrappers, cigarette butts. It's gross. It is awful. And sometimes our birds suffer from these because they think they are swooping down to get food. Instead of food, they're swooping down garbage. And once they have it in their stomach, it does not digest. So it just gathers up in the stomach, and that's how the poor bird dies. Inuit Hoviasitong Inugama Inuit Inuyunga. I am Inuk. Well, I can interpret that in two ways. I'm a human being. I am alive. Inuyunga. Inuit, you are alive. You are a human being. I am grateful for my hardships. I'm grateful for everything around me. I'm very grateful for our Creator. I thank Him every day. I am so blessed. I've been blessed to have grandchildren. I've been blessed to have a husband, children. I've been blessed to have my own sewing room. I love to sew. Today I was doing, I was participating in workshops. This is going to be an earring and little comic. This is going to, I gotta make the second pair now. That was our celebration today, is to work with our hands with sealskin. Any questions now?
I don't well, yeah, I do. I have a question, but I also have a comment. I wanted to say that I had no idea that there were so many different designs in Nauluq, and that they had like different meanings. You know, I had no idea. So thank you for sharing that with me or with us. And your sealskin, do you order that from home?
Well, there are places down here, well, not in Toronto, in Quebec and in Newfoundland where we can order them. Other places too. There was one down here in Toronto, but they didn't stock up because of the pandemic. You couldn't fly anything anywhere for a while. So nobody stocked up. So if everything is coming back, so I'm very happy for that. I can order more sealskin.
Does anybody else have anything they want to ask? We're coming up to closing for Nauluq's sharing. We've got 6 o'clock new Zoom meeting. Anybody? I think.
Okay. I am very grateful for you guys being here. I hope you have a very good evening and enjoy the whole year, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank you very much, Nauluq, for sharing with us tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Troy. Thank you, Angela.
Thank you. Take care.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.